Okay, so first question, which is probably the most common question, is what is the difference between whiskey and bourbon? That is a good question. Before I answer that question, let's talk about whiskey in general. So, whiskey, you should know, is simply distilled beer, whereas brandy is distilled wine. Whiskey at its base is going to be grain based: corn, barley, rye, something like that. Brandy, just going on that line, at its base is going to be some type of fruit: grapes, normally apples, pears, plums, whatever. So whiskey, just know, is distilled beer, the product of grain. All bourbons are whiskeys, but all whiskeys are not bourbons. In order for a whiskey to be considered a bourbon, it has to meet certain criteria, which are defined in the US Code. Probably the most specific one is that bourbon has to be made in the United States of America. So that's the main difference between whiskey and bourbon. All bourbon is whiskey, but whiskey is not bourbon.